Well, let's get a check at the markets now, the financial markets. Let's go to Tom Piotrowski over at CommSec. How are we looking today, Tom?
Pete, a little bit of a step lower this morning. The futures are pointing to a decline of around 0.6%. For the ASX 200 when trade gets underway later on this morning. So US markets in the dying moments of their session are down. We've got the S&P 500 down by around 0.8%, the Dow down 0.6%, and the Nasdaq down by around 0.7%. So a lot to unpack in terms of what's happened in the Northern Hemisphere last night. But one of the highlights was the head of the US Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, speaking at the Economic Club of New York. And this was a widely vaunted speech. He said a lot, and it was actually somewhat challenging to unpick the nub of the issue. If you were to put a bottom line to it, inflation is still too high. The likelihood of higher rates is still a strong prospect. Markets are pricing in one more rate hike in the US between now and the end of the year. And we just saw a bit of movement as far as the deck chairs are concerned. Nothing terribly aggressive. It must be said it probably didn't add terribly much to the body of knowledge as far as the markets are concerned. We saw a decent move higher for 10-year government bonds. They were up by 8 basis points to 4.98%. But elsewhere, Pete, we're in the midst of the US company reporting season. So after the market closed yesterday, we saw Netflix and Tesla report their earnings, and quite opposite outcomes. So Netflix shares have surged by 16% this session. It's the first opportunity that investors had to respond in the day session to the numbers. There were any number of highlights in this report. The bottom line is that they have pivoted in their strategy. They cracked down on the passwords. We know that. They added their service, which includes advertising. That's all gone very well, and it was reflected in these numbers. They were basically the best since the pandemic. So investors have celebrated that with, as I said, that 16% gain in the share price. Tesla shares, not so good, down by 10%.
Tom Piotrowski, thank you.